So, folks, we're here with Tommy Pickering and Nicholas Speed.
Bonjour.
How do, guys? We're on the Iberian Masters here, and obviously you guys have come out for practice for the World that's happening next month. So, Tommy, tell me about it, mate. What's back involved with the Three Lions?
Well, I said I'd never be a manager again after last time, only because I'm getting older and I want to do a bit more fishing. And but I didn't. I was a bit annoyed that this event didn't take England didn't send a team. So I decided that if nobody's going to put in for manager, I'll put in for it and get it going for a few years. And to be honest with you, I'm really glad I did now. At the time I wasn't sure, but I'm really chuffed I've done it now, because I think this event will be the biggest one in years to come, because I think the continent now is taking to method fishing, hybrid fishing, pellet feeder fishing, and I really believe it'll be the biggest one, and in time to come. And the fact that we're out here practicing for the World Championships on a festival is quite staggering, really. We've learnt a lot this week, but I've learnt more about the lads, how much they want it, because all I'm interested in, everybody knows how I want to fish for England, and what it means to me to put three lines on. I just want 5 or 6 lads that feel the same as me, and I think I've got them.
So basically, mate, that's what you're saying. That's what's made you pick the shirt up again and come out of retirement. Cause I know once you've normally made a decision, that's it. So.
Yeah, and it is. But it's gone for 2 years, this event, and we haven't sent a team, and it's really annoyed me.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, well, I'm one of them people that, well, if it annoys you, do something about it. So I went to England Trust and I had a word with them, and to be honest with you, I asked if somebody else wanted the job and put in for it, I wanted to put in for it, but nobody put in for it, so I got it, and I've had to put with people like him. Anyway, but really good, really pleased, and they've worked very well, to be honest with you. I'm really pleased with them. They're working together really well.
Good. Well, that brings me on to the next question. With obviously, like we said before, someone like yourself, we all know you're very patriotic and you're a very honest person. You've got that desire to win mentality. We all obviously know what the Three Lions mean to you, but how do you go about someone like yourself when you're picking a team then? What's, like, as in, what are you looking for, and the attitude and all that kind of stuff?
The thing is, there's lots of good anglers about. It's not necessarily about the angling ability, because anybody that comes to a trial that wants to get back, they can all fish. All these lads are good fishers. It's whether they can fish on the continent internationally. Have they got the can they, when there's an Italian one side and an Hungarian the other, can they handle the pressure and everything? They're all good fishermen, but it needs more. One, do you want it? Do you want to put the hard graft in, the hours? You don't get paid for it. You're putting a lot of hours. You're fishing for a gold medal. That's what you're trying to do. And are you willing to give lots of things up in England to actually put the work and the effort in, travelling around Europe to do all the things like I would? And I don't ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. But the most important thing is, have they got the bottle? Have they got the bottle with 15 minutes to go, and I come up to you and I say, I need you to do that, wind it in and do it. And a couple of the lads today, that's what's happened to them. They couldn't catch, but they're stuck at it, and they've caught a fishing end. And that's all I ask. But it's not about necessarily angling ability, because they're all good fishermen. And it's whether I can then knit them into a team to fish and win medals. But there's a lot of hard work, a lot of graft, a lot of tears. And not everybody wants it. It's not for everybody. A lot of people don't want it, and I get that. I don't have a problem with that. But if you want same as me, I'll go through a brick wall for you. And all I'm asking is that you give 100%. And at the end of the day, if they don't do what I want them to do, then I'll find somebody else that will. I
think that's a fair assumption as well, isn't it, Nick? What you've been, obviously, when you've come on board with the team, you know Tommy from old, and you're good friends. But that friendship, obviously, this is a working relationship. And what's your views on it? You've obviously made the squad. Well, you're one of the team.
Well, it's about striving to succeed in what I think is the most relative World Championships to the masses. Regardless of the country that you're from, everyone can relate to a method feeder or the principle behind what this competition is about, which is pellet feeder, method feeder, hybrid feeders. Everyone can relate to that, and for that reason, it suits the way I've turned my fishing, especially over quite a few recent years. Love my commercial fishing, love all aspects of fishing, but It's so interesting. We've come over here, we're learning so much about the venue, and this is why we've had to put so much time on the bank, not just obviously with the festival that we're fishing, but the practicing and spending time after, when everyone's gone, on the bank practicing, fine-tuning things, having meetings. It's just great for us all to work together as a team, and gradually things bond together. You learn things, you learn how the anglers think, you learn how you should be fishing the venue, and all of a sudden everything starts clicking together like a jigsaw, and that's exactly what's happened this week. It's been a great experience and I've loved every minute of it, but it's about the team, it's about everyone working together, and like I said, that's exactly what's happened this week. It's been great.
Because all I'm trying to do is that, you know, I'm not trying to teach them how to fish. They're all good fishermen, but because they'll all have their own strengths and they're all different things. I'm going to ask, excuse me, not ask somebody to do something they can't do. And even this week, being round them all, you can tell that they're all thinking differently, and they'll all go to a peg, and they'll all fish it a bit different, but their way, but get same result. And that's, I don't want to change anybody's angling ability. I just want to make them better. And make better processes when they're fishing. But it's been really interesting.
You know, this is the pinnacle, isn't it? You know, when you get asked to represent your country, you're asked for a reason. And I've put a lot of work myself for my own fishing, especially over the past, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years on commercials. The information that I've learnt myself and how I've adapted my styles of fishing, of course, I think that's helped shone through regarding where we are now and why I'm sat here. But also, it's an honour to actually, for someone like Tommy, say, look, you know, I want you to come and give it a go because I think you're just right for it. And it's not just about the individuals, it's about each of us helping each other out. And before you know it, you've bonded together. And in order for you to work as a team, you have to be open and honest, and that's exactly what's happened. You
only win a gold medal by working as a team, and like I said to you, there's no set rules. They're all good fishermen, so when they get on that peg, they'll have a set rule. But at the end of the day, they're the fishermen on the peg, and they might adapt to it. But you only win gold medals working as a team, as a unit, and they know. Because I tell them straight. I don't give anybody any crap or like that. This is how it is. If you don't fit in, I'll get somebody that will. Because I know you only win gold medals working together, working as a team, with the management, with the people on the bank. It's an overall thing. We've got a good, you know, in Nigel Franks and Mark and other lads that are coming over. We've got a good backroom staff as well. And it's really important, and because one of the things I've always said about World Championships, it's as important on the bank is the lads fishing. Yeah. And it was one thing that I learned when I was with other feeder team, is I learnt more when I come off the bank, and you have to sort the bank out, because I think that's important for the lads that are fishing. But we've got a good bunch, a few youngsters, couple a bit older, and it's just a nice, you know. Well, I'm really chuffed, I'll be honest with you.
Well, good. Well, the other question I'm going to ask you is, obviously, a lot of people have asked me this over the last few days to ask you. With this being, as both of you can answer, I mean, we're nearly done this, so don't worry, boys.
No,
I know you're keen to it, but England, obviously, it's quite a big thing in England, this method feeder fishing. I'd like to think we're at the forefront of it. Do you think, and I asked you this question yesterday, obviously, but not everybody heard it, do you think it puts added pressure on you as a manager and as a team that people are expecting England to do well in this?
No, we put. There's no pressure on anybody. We'll come and do our best, and it's as simple as that. I expect to win. They expect to win. If they didn't think that, we won't be here.
Yeah.
But no, not really. No, don't. Things like that don't bother me.
Yeah.
Whether you're favourites or it don't really matter. We're going to try and win it. And it's as simple as that, really. If people want to put pressure on, that's their fault. We'll deal with it in his own way.
Any event, regardless of the country that you go in, you'll be absolutely amazed. You know, we all regard ourselves as reasonable method anglers or commercial anglers, carp anglers, whatever you want to call it, regardless of the train that you do. But then we go abroad and fish against the Europeans, and it's a real eye-opener, because it's amazing how everyone's entitled to their own opinion with fishing, and you sit next to somebody from France, Belgium, Italy, they do it completely different, and it's amazing how they catch the fish, and it's an education at the same time, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, I think that, England, whether it's float fishing or feeder fishing, whether it's the girls, it's the vets, or whatever it is, I think England will be one of the favourites anyway. So, it's not a big issue. At the end of the day, we'll come and do our best, and it don't bother me that, to be honest with you.
No, well, I didn't think it would, but it's just obviously people have asked me, so I've got to ask it. But I think obviously you're used to this at an international level, so.
All I promise people, I'll give 100%. These lads will give 100%. We'll do our best, and hopefully we'll come back with a goal. And if we don't, we'll go next year and try again.
Yeah. So obviously you've chosen the main bulk of your team, Tommy.
Yeah.
Two double-barrel questions here, really. How did you go about making those tough decisions? And you obviously still haven't chosen that last lion. It's going to come with the team.
Yeah.
What's the thought process behind that? Because you said something the other day when we were obviously having breakfast, and it really stirred something within me when you said that it keeps these boys like Nick, who's in the team.
Yeah.
They don't get complacent. So I mean, you haven't made that decision yet, and I think that was really significant because obviously it doesn't lose their drive to succeed. So.
One of the things I said I'd never do is I've named 4, and there's one going to be chosen tomorrow night, and. But I need to speak to that person first. Or then there's 2 people, and I'll need to speak to them both. But one of the things I don't like is complacency. I've only ever picked the team before we go twice, and they were complacent. I said I'd never do it again. But I picked these 4, and it's quite simple. We had a trial, if you want to call it assessment. I call them assessments, to have a look at everybody. And then when I analysed it, I realised that this venue was a one-off venue. It was different. And I went for the 4 lads that had been to this venue, been on it, got international experience, 3 of them, and they also knew me. They know how I work, they know what I expect, and I think that's really important. What I've got to do in future is trying to find a couple of other lads who can put pressure on them, because it makes them better fishermen. And as much as they don't want to hear it, but I've got to make them better, because what will happen is if we're successful, other teams will want to beat us and come on. So you're looking for a group of 6-7 anglers where they're going to put pressure on each other. But it don't work for everybody. Eventually I'm going to have to say I'm sorry, mate, to some people. I won't be taking you, but it's just what it is. But all I'm interested in, as a coach, as a manager, is improving the squad and the team, and that's all that I'm trying to do. But I will bring 5 this year. I was more concerned this year about getting it going. That's what I'm more concerned about. And so the 4 who've been picked will fish the first day this year, so we can go training correctly. And then whoever's the 5th, he might come in Sunday if we have a bad day, or he won't. Hopefully he won't, because we've done well the first day. But this first year, I want to train them during the week more than compete against each other. So them 4 will probably fish the first day, because one, they've been on it more than once. They've been on it quite a few times now. They're all experienced, and they know how we work. So, and then the 5th lad, he'll come along for the experience for future years. Yeah.
So obviously, Tommy, am I okay to say? Well, are you okay to just tell us your 4 chosen anglers? Because I forgot to mention that at the beginning, what your actual chosen team is at the minute, apart from...
Well, Phil Ringer it will be captain of the lads, because I like a captain within the lads. And then Nick, Alex Doherty, and Wayne Bartholomew.
That's the actual team.
They're the actual 4, and then there'll be Joe and Stuart, and Stuart who I'll tell tomorrow before I tell anybody else.
Yep.
To me, them 4 people have been on the venue. They know how it works. They knew the gear to bring out. They knew what to do, and they want it.
Yeah.
That's really important to me. They want it. What I always talked about last month with this trip, and that's really important. I want them. I know they'll go through a brick wall for me, because they know I will for them.
Yeah. So Nick, just a quick question for you. Obviously, Tommy's one of your friends from old, and he's the England manager, so he's your gaffer now at the minute. You specifically, mate, was laughing there when I said he's a gaffer. You specifically, what does it mean to you to wear the 3 lions on your shirt?
Well, it's a pinnacle, isn't it? I mean, I've been a professional angler quite a long time. Am I a professional angler?
You're more than there's quite a few things you are, to be honest.
Look, this is an absolute honour, but I just can't wait for it. I'm really excited because it's what I spend more time doing, and I'd like to think that that's the reason why I'm sat here now. That I'm in tune with this style of fishing, and I can hopefully help us bond together. All that information that we're all helping with each other, passing all that information across is making us a good, strong team, and that is what this week is about. You know,
100%.
I'm honoured to be here, and I cannot wait for the World Championships. And that's all I can say is really good. I think we're all really excited about it, and that's a good thing. And it's good I think it's just good for everybody, you know, back home as well.
So, still with you, Nick. Obviously, as we said, Tommy's and I think rightly so, he's been chosen as the manager of the team. It's phenomenal to me. Obviously, we're here on the Iberian, as you guys are using as a practice, which fantastic competition, as we all know. It's a new one this year for us, but it's fantastic. But Tommy, you are still winning sections. You won your section today. On the first day, Nick, on the practice day, Tommy was off his box most of the day that I saw him, looking at you guys, and I think he still caught more fish than any of the others. Now, as one of the anglers that's in the team, does that put a bit of does it give you a bit of a nudge up the bum, do you know what I mean? Knowing that knowing that the manager could easily sit in the box and probably still outperform a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a good question that. No, because it all comes down to teamwork. You know, you've got Tommy there, making sure that we understand what we need to understand the venue about, how we need to work together to figure out the venue as quickly as possible, and Tommy can oversee that. And you need a headstone, a figure stone, to actually solve problems and actually look at it from an overview point of view. All the 4 anglers, right lads, look, there's something wrong here, because you're looking at the top of the bank. You're looking at everybody in the line. You
it's
can
a big
see
difference.
What's doing right, who's doing right, who's doing wrong. It's incredible what you can learn from watching people. And you need somebody with some intelligence to actually do that.
Well, I don't know about intelligence.
That's what we're going to get.
That's the first. But it's quite right that, because one of the things that you get, if you've got 5 fishermen there all training, and they're all different, they've all got different mentalities, different strengths. And that's why you need a good management structure to actually say, no lads, you can't do it like that. That's what we're doing.
If you have a manager of lesser ability, how can they give the team input and confidence in what they believe is the right approach?
Yeah.
All I know as a manager, you know, this is what I think, what I try and do. I listen to everybody, and then I'll go, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's how I work. And the lads in the team have just got to go, okay. And then at the end of the day, if it don't work, I'll stand up and say, my fault, lads.
So, last question, and this is for both of you, but mainly at you, Tommy. So, for those that are sitting at home and that have tried to get into the team, or they're thinking that they might want to in the future whilst you're in charge, and hopefully that'll be for a long time, what advice would you give them? Because obviously there's lots of really good anglers out there, but as we've seen before, it doesn't necessarily mean that they'd fit in for their England team. And team, for me, is being the important word there.
And it's a great question. End of the day, you've got to want it, and the only way you're going to want it is to come and do it. And you know, we had a trial, and there's only one person from the trial, plus one others who wanted to come on trial and couldn't come out today on the World Championship venue and put some work in, and they'll get the benefits of it. And that's what you've got to do. You can't sit at home whinging, moaning, oh, I wish I could do that. Just do it.
Yeah.
Next time we have a trial or a thing, come along, but put the work in and the effort, and show us that you're capable of coming to the country, running about Europe, trying to, because it's not easy. I'll tell you now, it's really, really hard work, and you've got to really want it. But whatever you do, don't sit at home whinging and moaning, and he hadn't done anything about it, you know, because these lads have, and they're going to get the benefits.
And also, it's a great opportunity for the information that you've learnt back at home on the venues, regardless of your, like what I said, your terrain, whether you're long-range fisherman, short range on commercials or whatever. You come over here and you can adapt that information that you know as an angler onto these wild waters. And it opens it's another feather in your cap, and I think it's a great opportunity for anglers to put some passion into the fishing if they really want it, and it's never a closed book.
Stu Fotheringham's come out this weekend, and he's never been he's never done anything like this before, and I really take my hat off to him, I really do, because all other lads have done a bit of it, and he's come out and he's had an incredible experience, and now when he goes back he'll either decide it's not for me or I really want that. But I really take my hat off to that lad, because he's come out and he's got a good week. It's worked out for him, and he said to me yesterday, he went, I can't believe the difference. He was he's a really honest guy.
It's like night and day.
And he said, I cannot believe the difference. Now, what he'll do, but the thing is, what I like about him now, and I'll always respect him for that, what'll happen now, he'll go back home, he'll sit at home, and he'll decide, it's not for me, I'm going to go back to my normal fishing, or I'm going to show that Pickering, I'm going out there next year, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
If he wants it, I can make him a better fisherman, and just this week we'll make him a better fisherman. He's already said, I can't wait for next year's Iberian for this festival next year, and he said, I'm coming out on that, and I really take my hat off to him, that, and fair play to him.
Well, it is a great competition, boys, isn't it?
It really is.
I'm glad to have been here.
It's brilliant,
and it's great practice for you guys, for the England team. But very last question: are you confident?
Yeah.
What a stupid question.
I knew you'd say that.
You don't know me very well if you're asking me that question.
But I knew the answer already. So you boys, you're full of. You can tell by the way you're fishing at the minute. I'm privileged to have been here this week and seen you. Some great results.
Yeah.
And all I can say is from me and definitely those people back home is best of luck.
Thank you very much.
I don't think you need it, but thanks for your time, boys.
No, thanks for your support. Really appreciate it, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.